So the other area where I'm an expert is called clemency and expungements. So in America, when you are convicted of a crime in criminal court, you have what is called then a criminal conviction on your record. Not a good thing to have. Because let's say you're applying for a job. Let's say you're applying for a loan or to lease an apartment. Someone is going to do what's called a check or a background check on you, and they're going to find it. They're going to find that you've been convicted for beating up your wife, or you're convicted for DUI, or you're convicted for drug dealing, whatever, okay? So in America, we have two types of crimes. Felonies, which are the big ones. You can go to prison for those. And then the lesser crimes are known as misdemeanors. You can't go to prison for those, but you can go to local jail. And in each case, felony or misdemeanor, there's a whole range of sentencing options that are available, which is beyond the scope of this video. But in the end, if you have a criminal conviction for a misdemeanor, I can be your lawyer and try to get that expunged. We'll use the word expunged for misdemeanors. That's a process I have to go through with the courts, a lot of paperwork. Eventually it goes to a hearing. The prosecutor is involved. The prosecutor may agree or object. If they object, I have to bring my guy or gal in. There's an actual hearing, and the judge rules. We either win or lose. If I lose, I can appeal and take it to the appellate court. Those are rare, but they happen. Most of the cases we do win. Most of the cases we actually do get done by agreement with the prosecutor. That's part of negotiation. Negotiating is a big part of my job. Let's use expungements, for example. I'm not going to just go file this thing and then wait for the prosecutor to decide whether to object or not, right? I mean, it's stupid. What I'm going to do instead is, before I even file it, I'm going to go see the prosecutor. Better yet, I might call him, because I know him, whoever he is. I know him. I'll call and I'll say, hey, I'm going to be over in your court next week. Can I stop by? And they'll always say yes. Hardly ever do they ask me what I'm going to talk to them about. I'll wait for that until I get there, right? So I'll go there. I'll say, by the way, look, I have this guy. He got convicted of this offense 7 years ago, for example. And since then, he has gotten married, he has children, he has this great job, he's done community service. Look, I'm getting ready to file this petition, and I wanted to bring it to your attention ahead of time because I have respect for you. And if I do it that way, I have the prosecutor right there in the palm of my hand. So it usually gets done by agreement. It's only in that rare case where it has to go before the court. That's usually because the person has a bad overall record, or I'm dealing with a prosecutor who just, maybe in that rare case, I just don't know, or who didn't want to see me, but those are rare cases. The others, felonies. When you have a felony conviction, many more doors are closed for you. You can't vote ever again. It really is like a bright light. It pops up on many more background checks than does the misdemeanor conviction. It's almost like you're living life as a half person. Seriously. So the process to get the felony conviction removed is called clemency. That involves a hearing in front of a state board, and the state is represented by a lawyer from the Attorney General's office. And sometimes they object viciously. Sometimes they just go through the motions and object, not really caring. This is a long process, takes about 2 years, filing many papers, character reference letters. Then it goes through the state attorney general's review. Finally, it gets scheduled for a hearing. They all go to a hearing, and there's 7 members of that board. We need to win by a majority vote, so we need at least 4 to side with us. Then it goes to the governor, either the governor of Illinois, J.B. Pritzker, or the governor of Oregon, Kate Brown, and they need to sign off on or agree with the committee's recommendation. If they do, and if we win, what happens is this. Upon the governor signing, an order is issued to the police department that arrested the person on the felony, to the state police, to the federal police, which are called the FBI, to remove any and all records of this felony conviction from this person's record and from their life. Pretty cool, huh? So I win about half of those cases. Naturally, you're not going to win all of those because let's face it, some of these people are coming to you. They're bad people, right? They got felonies. The ones I win are the ones I should win. The ones I lose are the ones I should lose. Now, it's very important with this area of law that you are very clear and very upfront with people at the beginning, because these cases, rulings, cannot be appealed. Once the governor rules, it's over. And you can't go back into this process for another 3 years. It's the way it is. It's also very expensive. At a minimum, for one of those cases, I get $7,500. I mean, I have the case for 2 years. It's an enormous amount of work. That seems like a lot of money, but it really isn't. Anyway, it is a lot of money for the client, and they need to pay us within a certain amount of time. So we don't get all the cases that we could, but I don't do it for less than that money. There's other lawyers that charge twice as much as I do. But anyway, lawyers do make a lot of money. I make a lot of money, but again, that's not my main motive. My passion for doing what I do now is not for the law. It's for the people. It's for the fact that I'm good at what I do. It's for the fact that I can take the good energy that I have from my life and transfer it to my work. And that's what people should do. That's what your motive should be, is to have a great outlet. A man should have great outlets. A man should have his woman whom he can love and be affectionate with and have great partnership with. So then he can get that great energy from her, which he'll have only if he has that type of close relationship. And now he can take that out into the world. And now you take that great energy and give it your best every day. Find something you enjoy doing within the law. Is it being a solicitor, prosecutor, barrister, private practice, working for somebody else? You decide. And once you're there, give it your best every day. Make it about the client. Make it about the work. The money will be there. God will see to that if you have a good heart, right? So that's a little bit more about my law practice.